To you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon and welcome everybody to another Friday edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live from 10 Palms at fabulous Gulfstream Park Racetrack with Jeff Defo DeForest, Tony Segreto, Mike Lubie Lubitz. I told Lubie, order light today because we're going to be doing a double header. And look at what he did here, Defo. What do you think of this
one
spread?
fried dish or one red meat? No, light, my friends.
I see
light.
thousands of calories allayed.
Wow.
Sushi, I would
It's
have
like
to say,
air.
underrated here
air.
at Gulfstream Park. I don't know that people talk about it enough. My friend Tommy, who is a sushi connoisseur of sorts, he tends to, dine at some of the finer places. He would be a Kaizen type of guy. He says, this stuff's great here.
No,
at
they have
Gulfstream.
excellent
Really
sushi.
nice job.
I am not denigrating the quality of the food. I
It's
am
just a lot of
denigrating Lubie for his ordering, considering, and first of all, I don't know what the heck has gotten into Lubie. He's turned into Mike Mayo, not just a bang bang, because we're doing the show here at 1 o'clock with our usual Friday spread, and this is very Lent friendly for you, Tony Segreto. 4 o'clock, we're going to be at the Texas Roadhouse. Your man, Ed Garcia, nice enough to host his first Lunchbox appearance. Obviously, a longtime vet of the Defo show in the mornings.
He's really like a Segreto guy. I mean, the guy is great, too. So it's testament, and you get this all the time with Let's Eat South Florida, and the word chain has negative connotations to it. But in this case, their business model, and we should talk to Ed Garcia about it. It really is spectacular because they've taken the kind of chain feeling out of it, even though, yes, of course,
very homey
a
place.
chain
You get to
restaurant.
feel like it's a family run joint, especially
and it is.
Tony, that bread.
Yep.
What is it?
That fresh baked bread.
Fresh baked bread.
It's
so good.
It's warm. that's the trademark Segreto line that I haven't.
No, you're not going to go there
head.
and denigrate the bread, are you, Mayo?
No, I'm going to love the bread. I'm going to make love to the bread. I'm probably going to 3 loaves. I'm going to have a big bite and put a whole loaf of the Texas Roadhouse
I think you
bread.
should eat 6 or 7 of them before you get started.
And again, that's 4 o'clock at the Miramar location, and we're going to re-air that next week when I'm away on a little mini vacation, my first one in a long time. But Lubie, I bow down and genuflect.
You were just on vacation. What are you talking about? Last weekend.
That was a long weekend. That's not a vacation. You, Mr. I go to AC for these junkets every other. Well, it's been a while.
How long are you going to be gone
I
for?
had to scratch. I was supposed to be there this week.
Well,
Mayo's living his
that's a
best
shame.
life.
Yeah.
How long?
Lubie, no. I call a bang bang is when you go from one meal to the next, basically right after another.
That was you and Dickstein.
This is me and
For a while,
Dickstein.
yeah.
This is me a lot of times. Just
Burger
in
Beast?
general.
Yeah.
I know it happened a couple of weeks ago. I went to Curro at the Hard Rock, these little bitty bites, micro bites of scallop. So me and my companion, we looked at each other and said, we're still hungry. And we went to another Japanese restaurant, Marumi, and had the beautiful, the uni, the sea urchin over pasta. So we did a bang bang that night. And but Lubie, my man, is doing a bang
just
bang
thinking,
bang.
How weird is that? I'm hungry. Let's have some sea urchin over
Yeah,
pasta.
exactly. That's
This is
Mayo.
a guy who was eating a chili cheese dog just the other night, like the 5th one this
Well,
month.
I never
Lay
said I'm
off of Mayo. Would you please?
never
I can't.
said that I'm logical. I go all the way into the gutter, like scraping the below the gutter, the sewers.
He pretends
and
that
then
he
I go
has
up
some air of class,
to
Tony.
the
It's not like you, where
lofty
you really are
mountains.
dignified.
I'm going to the loftiest of mountaintops on Monday afternoon for lunch, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute, Le Bernardine. But first, Lubie, bang, bang, bang. Here, Texas Roadhouse at 4. And then what do you have on tap tonight?
But is it a bang 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 if there's gaps between? Because that's why we're
Small
impressed by
gaps.
you. Because you will eat here,
We call these
go
refractory
eat there,
periods.
and go eat there. I won't. I will eat here,
Yeah.
drive in my car an hour, start a show, eat. As you know, I don't eat a lot on the shows. And then
What? He's plowing into these sushi rolls like
count
guy
those
packs
watching count how
2
many
duffel
times
bags full of
I
food every
reach for
time
the
we leave a
food.
place. It's
The last
amazing.
3 weeks, I've ordered food and had the least of everyone here.
Okay.
So anyways,
but go ahead.
And then
Everybody's getting very
we'll do a
defensive on the
show.
show. What is,
We've
what is
gotten
happening?
I think we're a little,
a little grumpy.
we'll do a
here.
show.
I think we're hangry. We need to
and
eat.
then I'll go home, be home, and then go out to dinner. So I will go to 3 different establishments today. I'm a
So
big
what's
fan
tonight
of.
at 8 o'clock?
the Catherine for my
Catherine.
anniversary.
Fort
A
Lauderdale.
nice restaurant where, again,
Tim
I
and
won't
Blue.
eat like Mike Mayo. So yes, I'm in the vein of Mike Mayo, but my eating habits, I promise you, will not be to the range of Mike Mayo.
I'm stopping at 2 today. I'm a little bit, I guess, dismayed because I still didn't finish eating that beautiful strip sirloin steak from Delaware
Oh, that was
Chicken
great.
and
That was
Seafood the other
fantastic.
day. There's still half a strip sirloin sitting in my fridge. I'm going away tomorrow. I'm going to have to bequeath it to my brother. Burrow will have to come and eat the rest of that
Yeah,
because we're
lucky
going to
him.
have some fine red
Beer and
meat.
wine.
Well, some of us will be having red meat, though others who are, although I understand, Tony, there is something, there's special dispensation for those who are older
Anyone over 65 is allowed to have meat
Is that right?
on a Friday,
Yeah, on a Friday.
during the Lenten period.
during Lent.
So what do you think? Are you going to invoke that clause? And when we go to Texas Roadhouse, you're going to be good and have your salmon.
Be good and have my salmon.
Very good.
Good for you.
As long as you're allowed to have your little whiskey.
He's the advocate for the salmon there and the seafood, which you don't think of at Texas
They do a good
Roadhouse,
job. My
'cause,
wife
you
loves it,
think
too.
it's steaks, but they really do a great job with everything. It really is a phenomenal place.
No, it's going to be great. I love the bread.
Have a
It's
li-
warm. I love all the
Have a little whiskey or mezcal.
mezcal. Yeah, and you
Yeah,
Yeah,
notice
they make nice margaritas too.
I'm a teetotaler at lunch today. Usually I do have a cocktail at a Gulfstream, but since we're doing a doubleheader, I want to stay on top of my game. And I got the beautiful iced tea here. And later on with Ed Garcia.
The question
maybe-
is, do you have 2 shows in you today, Mike Mayo? I mean, Tony used to have to deal with this. I mean, they would say, Tony, you're doing 2 shows today. And then you have to ask yourself, do I have 2 shows worth of inspiration? Do you feel up to the task,
I do.
Mike Mayo? Okay.
Oh, I always do. I have a list that's a mile long of
All right.
different topics.
Roadhouse
I
is
also
nice.
did a walk of life this morning, so I am feeling spry and a little bit energized.
Was
From,
that
some
from your house to
exercise?
the 7-Eleven? When was the,
no,
what was
it
the deal
was
on it?
up and down the beautiful
All right.
Dania Beach Pier, Hollywood Broadwalk. I am at 8,700 steps so far today, so
Not bad.
a
Let me see
little
how many
bit.
steps
We're gonna say
It's
I
like
don't
3.5 miles.
I think that's about 3.5 miles.
Nice,
Let's see.
that's good.
We'll translate it into miles in a second. Yeah, here we go. 3.6 miles, as a matter of fact. Look at you, Tony Segredo, 9,451.
Pi r squared, yeah.
Yeah. So, did you get yours in yet?
I'm already in, man. Every day, 9:30, I start rolling.
That's good.
Great, yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Couldn't
So-
be any nicer out either. I mean, if you wanted to have like a Testament, a Chamber of Commerce type thing,
Oh.
just go outside
weather's
around
fantastic.
9:30 in the
Perfect
morning and
out.
catch those breezes. It's absolutely fantastic.
So it's a big weekend coming up, St. Patrick's Day. A lot of people are going to be in partying mode, and again, stay safe out there. Take your Ubers, Lyfts.
My
and
buddy used to
cabs.
say, it's the drinking for amateurs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, St.
Like New
Patty's
Year's
Day.
Eve.
See, St. Patty's Day, I thought the day that everyone.
No, I think
that's just
New
the day
Year's
people
Eve
drink.
is amateur night. That's when all the rookies go out and they drink and they mix everything up and it gets ugly.
I
St.
think it's
Patrick's Day is
for
for
the pros.
professionals.
I think it's for the
Yeah.
pros.
The guys like Pat Utter, the guys, who, the Irish and the wannabe Irish. Yeah, it's going to be, and it's good that it's on a Sunday because
Yeah.
you could, people, some will go hard on Saturday night and then be a little groggy on Sunday, maybe do a little drinking on Sunday. Others will just save it for the big day itself. And then there'll maybe be some absenteeism at work on Monday, yours truly included. But
Yeah.
Maybe they extend it.
yeah, we'll see.
There you go.
It's kind of like Super Bowl Sunday. It's like every Super Bowl Monday should be a holiday,
Should
national
be.
holiday. And if St. Patty's Day falls on a Sunday, I think Monday should be a day off. And it is here on the Lunchbox. I'm going to be away. And as you alluded to, going to be taking my first kind of real extended vacation. So we're going to be having no more, I guess we're going to have replays, re-airings, as we call it, of some previous Lunchboxes.
Best of?
Well, best of,
Yeah.
including the one with the big green egg, Ron Dimplemeyer from his backyard in
That was
Coral
great. You
Springs.
You just like saying Rod Dimplemeyer.
Dimplemeyer.
His name's
The
classic.
man
Here
has
comes Dimplemeyer.
like
Doesn't he sound like a
12
pinch hitter for the catcher in the eighth
Dimplemeyer.
inning at a UM game?
Yeah.
the
Here's
man
Dimplemeyer.
needs to buy a vowel. He has
He's like
5 consonants in a row, Tony. He also he grills a really good steak. And
He's a great pit
a
master.
great grill
grill
master.
master too.
Of course, Lubie was very scared because he's like, it's a house. It's a house. There's going to be a porn shoot going on.
Yeah, it
He
was
didn't-
weird.
He didn't know.
We went to some dude's
How could
house.
there be a porn shoot
It was a
going on?
food porn
You never
shoot.
know. We went to the backyard of some dude, but the backyard had like 12 green eggs, so it was actually really cool.
Green eggs were green eggs and ham. No, it was a nice show. We're going to be replaying that on Monday because we want people to buy their tickets for the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival International Whiskey Day dinner. That's going to be March 27th, Wednesday night, and Ron Dimplemeyer, along with Jeremy Perkins, is going to be grilling up a storm. VLFoodWine.com is the place to get the tickets. Miles Robinson, great mixologist, all kinds of good whiskey and brown liquor, bourbon, rye drinks. That's going to be a fun time. But meanwhile, we're having a grand old time here today, Defo.
Look at this food.
You're just so funny these days.
Well, I'm like coming up
just
for
like
air.
rambling and bumbling and stumbling.
I don't think I'm bumbling.
What do you
I
got
don't think
going
you're
here?
bumbling
I think
at
I'm
all,
on a
actually. I
roll,
think you're
as a
fine.
matter of
All
fact.
right.
I think you should.
And
get
I
the-
wanted to talk about. All right, so we plumbed the depths again the other night, scraping bottom with a horrendous chili cheese dog that wasn't even a lucky dog, the one at the Hard Rock. But now on Monday,
Would you
This-
rate the Hard Rock dog over the Lucky Dog?
No.
Because you were not a fan of the Lucky Dog.
no, the lucky dog, I like the smoky essence of the actual
Oh, you did?
wiener. I like that, so I would rate the lucky dog higher than the Hard Rock dog. But what I'm getting to
It's
is
a rare
I'm
concession.
going
by the
from
way.
Let him
the-
talk.
the
Rare
nadir
concession.
to what's at the very top, the pinnacle, right?
Yep.
This might be coming up on Monday, my fanciest dinner. I would say at this point, the French Laundry in Napa Valley, Thomas Keller's esteemed culinary palace, ranks at the top of my best meals ever list. Monday, I'm going with my daughter and Val to Le Bernardin in New York. It is a fancy Midtown Manhattan power lunch and dinner place that Eric Ripert is the famous chef, was friends with Anthony Bourdain. Do you know him at all there, Lubie? Eric Ripert.
No, I don't
No,
know.
you don't know him. Well, you'd know him if you saw him. Very distinctive looking gentleman, kind of white haired. But the place, Le Bernardin, is renowned worldwide for its seafood and fish, and they have these multi-course menus. But the bottom line is they sent a text out about the reminder. And let me just read this to you and see what you make of it, Lubie and Defo, and if you would stand for these terms. Okay, you're booked at Le Bernardin for lunch on March 18th. Your table is for 3 at 2:30 p.m.
Okay.
Le Bernardin observes a business casual dress code. No T-shirts, short sleeves, shorts, or sneakers. Button-down, long-sleeve collared shirts are required for gentlemen. No jackets.
Required. Okay, so they don't ask for a jacket.
Here we go. Here's to the part that got me. Cancellations must be made at least 48 hours prior to your reservation date to avoid cancellation fee of $150
Oh,
per
wow.
person,
Holy crap.
regardless of party size. Likewise, if you do not show up for your reservation, you'll be charged $150 per guest.
Per guest?
Reservation cannot be guaranteed when party size decreases
Oh, my
or
God.
increases.
They're lucky they're in New York because let's see what a
How'd you get reservations?
Holy crap.
So it wasn't me. Val made the on the reservation platform.
So can anyone
Resi.
just like how far out? Like is it
30
one of the-
days, I think.
So you do need a month.
And again, so now we're on the hook for $450 whether we show up or not. And Defo, all I gotta say is, I hope the plane doesn't crash.
yeah, you're
'cause-
screwed. In many ways, exactly.
They'll go after your estate.
Yeah. Well, that's like squeezing blood from a rock.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that's and that's the thing is a lot
That's
of these
interesting.
restaurants now are charging for reservations and canceling reservations, like and you have to put up a deposit down. I think even the Catherine
The Catherine does it, yeah.
what was that, like a modest
It's
20
$50 hold though. Yeah, but like if you go, they don't.
right no
charge
once you
you.
show up,
I mean, I plan on going. So.
right, so
Where's your restaurant tonight?
The Catherine is off of Broward, just east of US 1, like right on Broward, just east of US 1.
you got any action on this first race, Defo?
No, zero action.
You just kind of following along. We got the opening race here at Gulfstream Park. Joe
What-
Beja is going to come down
What
in
are
a
your
minute.
clues this week?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we
get
should
to
get
the,
into the beginning of the contest.
Before we get to the contest, though, but I did put in the word for you tonight with
I
Tim
saw
and
that. Good
Baloo.
job by you.
And
I
this,
was like, nice. I get the Mayo bump.
this is the other topic is the preview text. Is it is it a desperate cry for snoring or some sort of
I mean, 100%.
like
What else could it
compensation?
be? Okay, let me ask you, what else could it be?
I consider it like if I just showed up on Defoe's doorstep, let's say someday out of the blue,
No,
and
nowadays
just
you
knocked
text
on
or
the
you call.
door
Yes.
and I didn't text the call, he would say, "What are you doing here?"
Yes.
Like you text a call, like if like I consider a lot of these
Yeah.
chefs like friends of mine almost, and if they, I just want to give them a little bit of advance notice that hey, I'm coming in tonight. I'm looking forward to it. It's been too long. And in your case, I said to Tim, and he was just in Colombia, by the way.
Oh,
It looked
wow.
like he had a nice trip.
Nice.
And I just said, didn't know if you're going to be around tonight, but like Lubie, the producer, is going to come in. He wants to say hi.
Well, my goal was snoring, so I openly own that. I give you credit that you you don't do for the snoring. Yes, I said, Mayo, if you could reach out to Tim, and that'd be wonderful. Part of it is I do want to see him because him and Marissa's wife are fantastic, and they're cool to like talk to whenever we go to see them. But also, if they want to.
I mentioned that it was your anniversary with Shirley.
Which I didn't ask you to do that part.
No, but you never know if they throw in a nice little dessert or maybe a little complimentary bubbly at the beginning of the meal.
I wouldn't say no.
You wouldn't say no. That's what I've always taught
You got a
everybody.
big day ahead of you, Lubie.
A full day, and it'll be a fun day. 3 of my favorite places, so I'm looking forward to it.
So, and I went with Val last night to one of our
How was Union?
favorite places, Union Kitchen and Bar in Wilton Manors. And you
yeah.
remember we did a couple of shows there. What a delightful couple. I mean, Christy is the chef in the back. Roberto is the sommelier wine expert front of the house. We had a fantastic time. I also gave them the preview text yesterday. Said, hey, coming in tonight. The only reason I did that, and Defo and Segredo might be a little bit dubious, but their reservations platform doesn't allow for you to put in for like if any guests have allergies or specific needs, and of course
Val does.
Val has
They're like serious. They're like real deal.
allergy that's to oranges and carrots. A little bit odd, but it was one
Yeah,
of
but
those
carrots
things.
are randomly in a lot. You don't realize how much they're like a base of a lot of dishes.
Exactly.
Wow.
They're used for basting and braising meats and everything like that. The mirepoix, as it's called,
Which is again just a base of almost everything.
mirepoix is like the millefeuille. You know what's in the mirepoix, right?
Yeah. Isn't it onions,
Diced
garlic, and
onions,
carrots?
garlic,
Diced carrots,
celery,
and onions.
onions,
And
right.
it's used as a base for a lot of the
Almost
stewing
everything a lot.
and braising
honestly.
in fine dining. So I did my kind of preview text to Roberto yesterday just to say, hey, we're coming in. And just to remind you, Val has that allergies to carrots and oranges. So looking forward to see you. Meanwhile, had a great time. He picked out this really interesting bottle of Portuguese wine, a 2012. It's called the Colares. Uses an interesting grape.
See, that's my favorite part about them. The food's good. They do a good job. But Roberto goes around, and it's not just for us. Like, he goes to tables and will ask what wine they're into. And he doesn't tell them to not get that, but he does also offer up
And this is Union Station.
Union Kitchen and Bar. And it's in Wilton Manors. It's really good. And he offers up wines, and he offers up they have all these wines that like are in these small towns that you couldn't buy. Like, you could go.
They have a very interesting list, stuff
And they're
that you don't see
really
anywhere
good,
else.
and they're
it's
different.
all reasonably priced. Like all his
And the
wines
prices are
are
solid,
between
too.
like $40 and $80. They're not hitting you for the $300 or
Yeah.
For a
$200.
bottle. Like, the bottle's not bad at all. Like, it's a bottle.
And this bottle last night was a very rare bottle. It's not even the standard size. It was 500 milliliters,
So
which
it's
is
big?
usually it's 750.
Yeah.
And the half bottles that you see are 375. This is a 500, a very unusual thing. And it was $50 for the bottle. It was beautiful. And then anyway, it was just as usual. Roberto and Christy did a fantastic job. They got some new items on the menu.
Nice.
So
I
props
want to
to
get
them.
in there soon too.
And I didn't realize, it seemed like the bill was a little light. I didn't there was no like ask for comps or nothing like, oh, let me bring you a dessert. But then I noticed today that there was a little bit of the family discount there at the end of the day. So
What did you do before discounts?
I
He
had
had
a
them
company
pay for
credit
it.
card.
He had Sunsendo pay for it.
Yeah, that's the racket. Have a company credit card.
My God.
And then
Aren't you glad you left newspaper?
I left my ethics behind. But we take our standards here very seriously on the lunchbox, right, Defo? Because we only go to places that serve great food. 10 Palms, one of them.
Boy,
And,
their salads are awesome.
And you too can join us, even if you don't win this contest, which I'm about to start.
Yeah.
Gonna get to the contest finally, Tony.
You got another show in you,
I think I do. I
That'll
might
be
be
fun.
hitting the wall soon, but no. Even if you don't win a contest, I'm proud to announce that we are going to be doing another Lunchbox
bash.
Sunday brunch bash, Sunday, April 21st. And I spoke too soon. I said, oh, instead of the standard price of $55 per person, it was going to be $45. No, Joe Beja, the full 20% discount.
Oh, wow.
$11 off. It's going to be
Nice.
$44 per person.
There you go.
Plus tax and tip. That's the kind of guy Joe is. So if you want to join us, even without being a contest winner, on April 21st, I think all of us will be here. Tony,
Yeah,
can you
I
make
will
it on a
definitely
Sunday?
come.
I'll make it there.
April 21st. We start up usually at noon, and we're going to have a full day of racing and fun. And again, just give me an email with the number of people in your party and your name. You don't even have to prepay or anything. MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. That's also the email address that you're going to send for your contest entries. But if you want to join us April 21st, $44 per person at right here, 10 Palms. You'll get their fabulous Sunday brunch buffet. You've got the seafood. What's your favorite part, Defo? You like?
I like the omelet station.
That's it. He likes.
Man,
And you know who the guy who runs the omelet station is? I think his name is Eddie. Everybody's name is Eddie today. We got Eddie Garcia.
Eddie Garcia.
We got Eddie, the omelet station guy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time. They got the pile of shrimp. They got carvery. They've got entrees. And my favorite part, Lubie, is the pastries.
Yeah, well, that's my
Dessert.
thing. Is it's good to start and finish because they have a dessert section, but they also have a pastry section that can serve as dessert. And it's like they have chocolate croissants. They have the whole thing. It's like
I
it's,
bring my
they
wife.
do a great job.
You can
Yeah,
bring your
yes,
wife,
my wife
yeah.
will be here. This thing is
And
doing stuff.
again, everybody out there, it's no age restrictions. It's family friendly up here. Just bring the kids, bring the wife, bring the girlfriend, bring everybody. It's MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. Give me your RSVP with the number of people in your party and your name, and we'll put you down for a lot of fun on that Lunchbox Brunch Bash. Meanwhile, you can win your seats to that event or another Sunday of your choice if you win the Lunchbox 10 Palms Brunch giveaway. And you know how it works, right, Tony?
Yep,
Can
I
you
sure
break
do.
it down? Because when I explained it at the beginning, back in December of 22, people looked at me like I had 3 heads.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you one more shot, and then I'll fill in the blanks.
Okay, so 3 components. You got to answer the restaurant trivia questions, which is going to be upcoming. Number 2, give me the winning horse to this week's Gulfstream contest race, which is going to be the numbers 1 through 16 in the 12th and final race here, maiden special race on the turf at a mile and a 16th, full field of 3 and up.
Okay.
And again, also eligibles 13 through 16. If anybody scratches, you get the post-time favorite. That happened last week. Nobody picked the winner. So we went to the second place horse, and only 2 people had that. And then it went to the NBA tiebreaker, which is going to be our third tiebreaker. I was thinking about making it my Amex restaurant spending last year in 2023. And I figured that's both too personal and too obtuse for most people. Although I'll give everybody here a guess. How much did I spend on restaurants on my Amex business card last year,
Did we?
2023?
You didn't give it. Oh, you
I
never
didn't
give
give
it
it
out.
out.
Did
I
you
did
give a
not
number?
give- I
You
did
didn't
not give
give
a
a number. No,
No. Does anybody care?
it's in the thousands.
$5,000.
Obviously, no
Oh,
more than
higher.
that. Way more than that.
$10,000.
He can write everything off.
Yeah. So
It's all business,
we'll
and he eats
we'll get
out
to
like
that
7 days a
later.
week.
All right, here we go. If multiple entries, send the 3 things to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon
Okay.
tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, no, we go. I got it.
No,
All
no,
right.
no.
And there'll be a tiebreaker on Wednesday's show if everybody gets all 3 things right. All right. For this week's contest, we celebrate, lo and behold, what do you think?
St. Patrick's Day.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
With the luck and pluck of the Irish, here are the clues. We're starting off with the obtuse Mayo one first.
Of course.
You won't find Ray Kinsella, Shoeless Joe Jackson, or Tall Cornstalks at this longtime Irish pub and eatery on Griffin Road in Dania/Fort Lauderdale. But it is a, quote, dream of a place for corned beef and cabbage, potato soup, shepherd's pie, and, of course, nice draft Guinness. And that goes for whether it's St. Patrick's Day or any day of the year. All right? I'll give this one again. It really should be the only clue.
I mean, that can. If you know the name of the place, it'll give it away.
You won't find Ray Kinsella, Shoeless Joe Jackson, or Tall Cornstalks at this longtime Irish pub and restaurant on Griffin Road. And they did build it, and they do come.
Yep. Yeah, they
So
do come.
there's another clue for you. And it's a dream of a place for the traditional Irish corned
I've
beef
been there
cabbage, potato soup,
multiple
I
shepherd's
don't know if I've
pie,
actually been there.
and
I've
draft
heard of it.
Guinness, whether it's St. Patty's Day or any day. Do you have any clue what this place is, Defo?
No idea.
No idea.
Yes.
Okay. The restaurant features live music, a cozy pub, and also rustic outdoor seating near its landmark banyan tree. And this is just for fluff. I stopped in here for a pint on St. Patrick's Day 2020, hours before all restaurants and bars were ordered shut by state and local officials because of the nascent global pandemic known as the coronavirus back then. There were just a few revelers inside the pub at noon, not the usual thousands. And the owner told me Irish eyes are not smiling today on that fateful day in 2020 when all restaurants and bars closed. It was St. Patrick's Day 2020, a very grim day, but That too shall pass. We're back.
It passed.
Restaurants are over. Yeah.
It
well,
passed.
there's
It
still
passed.
there's
Yeah,
still
there's
COVID
stuff,
out
but
there.
at least life
There's
seems
still
normal,
COVID
thank
out there,
goodness,
but
which is cool.
There are ways to get it dealt with,
Exactly.
thankfully. All right, let's take our first break of the day. Where do you want to go first, Tony? How about Tropical Acres?
There you
Yeah,
go.
let's go to Tropical Acres.
Okay, well, I think Lubie might cram it in between
Let's go
Texas
there.
A
Roadhouse.
quadruple
Let's
header,
go there for
exactly.
cocktails, and then we'll
I
go to
would,
Texas Roadhouse.
honestly.
You go steak, like go sushi, steak.
Yeah.
Tropical Acres, we love them. 75th anniversary next month. That would be the Studiali family. They've run it since the 60s. It was originally their cousins that owned and operated it, but you're going to love it in there. The place to go for the finest in steaks, seafood, and more. They're going to be open for Easter Sunday, the rare Sunday that they are open. Usually it's just Monday through Saturday. But Easter Sunday, call now for your reservations, 954-989-2500, 1 to 8 p.m. Easter Sunday, 954-989-2500. You can't make a reservation online because they are that old school. They love to answer the phone
They love to
and
answer
write
the
it
phone.
down on their big yellow pad. How many are coming at what time? We would love to see you then. And then you'll see Jack Studiali giving everybody a warm welcome. And then you get your great happy hour in the bar, 4:30 to 6:30, including tonight
today.
on a Friday.
Yep.
And, of course, you get your loyalty reward club card punched for every 12
Jesus.
entrees that you purchase.
You're
You
trying
get
to
the
get me wasted.
13th
Okay.
one on the
I'll take it.
house. That's why we love Tropical
Getting
Acres.
annihilated.
Again, tropicalacres.com is the website for more information. But better yet, just go in there today and get yourself fed. All right. We'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after these words. To me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox, Gulfstream Park. What was going on here today, Lubie? You said you almost got arrested on the way in. What happened?
There's an event going on the other end, and look, you showed me the entrance through the kitchen when it used to be sort of a pain for us to get in.
The Goodfellas.
And it's worked me well since then, right? Going even now that we get here later and the front doors open when I get here, it's still sort of, it's just farther down from where we normally go. So I go through the kitchen. No one gives me a problem. Everyone says hello. It's never a big deal.
Yeah.
So they're doing this event with Grant Cardone, who is
well, I'd never heard
he's
of
a billionaire business realtor, real estate mogul businessman who's also become like, I don't know if it's a motivational speaker, but these guys that talk about their sales tactics, and it's become, he's not a shark. He's been on the show and he's like a pseudo shark. Like he's friends with all the sharks on the Shark Tank show.
It used to be these televangelists that got, all the crowds out. Now it's these guys,
business people, yeah,
because people worship money. Is that?
Yes.
Is
well,
that
my
what's
wife
happening?
is a big fan of his. His sales tactics are supposedly not only they work for him, but they're transferable. So whatever. I don't cast aspersions, but there's a big business event going on the other end where we normally go. So
I believe it's the South Florida Business Journal holds.
and I
this
guess Grant
annual
Cardone's
one.
their
keynote
big speaker. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it me? Is it me, or do you all agree? Is there more traffic this year than ever before?
I believe.
Oh, the traffic's been insane.
The last
Insane.
month or two has been.
It's been ridiculous,
It's been
yeah.
horrendous. Yeah, the
No, it's been
roads are
ridiculous.
definitely.
But I'm hoping that's a good
teeming
thing. I'm
with
hoping
people.
that means that it's the season and businesses are doing well. Because I know that they were struggling from December through February.
So what happened?
unlike
So
normal.
you walked
So
through
I walked
the
through
usual entrance.
I went by, I guess the other entrance they're letting people in is there's the Sport of Kings room
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's their other little. Used to be a comedy club. It's been a million
And they do a
things,
club,
yeah.
I think, at night. Look, and I've been there and it's fine. There was a bunch of people there. I didn't go near it. I was going into the kitchen, and there's a security guard and then the security guy who has like a badge. And they start yelling at me, and I'm like, "Are they talking?" I'm not even going in there. I'm like, "Whatever." And you know me, I'm in my own world. I'm just in my own
Usual
world.
Lubie, like, I gotta go set
I
up.
didn't
gotta go
ignore
set
them.
up. Like,
I didn't even say anything to them.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
kept going because
Right.
I'm like, I'm going in the
And you
kitchen. I'm not
have
going.
give
I have
people the picture. You got
equipment.
the equipment. You got the
And I
bag.
go into the kitchen, like I'm not even going near their thing. So I'm like, they don't care about me. They're just thinking I'm gonna bother the thing. And the dude chases me into the kitchen, stops me, and he's like, "You need to answer her questions." I'm like, she didn't ask me anything. I'm not even going in there. He's like, "It's you need to leave." I'm like, we're doing a show. Like I'm not. So I'm like,
We're regulars.
I'm like, let me go back and talk to the lady because I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Look, I appreciate everyone that and what the work they do here at Gulfstream Park, including 10 Palms. So I go to talk to the lady. I'm like, we do a show. She's like, you don't do a show. I'm like, we do a show every week for like 2 years.
You said the magic words though,
And
right?
she says to the guy, she's like, do they do a show? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, look, ask Joe Beja. And it was the funniest freaking thing. It was like Mayo at a restaurant. Like when you say Mike Mayo, everyone like drops dishes and they like scurry.
They salute. if they
I
know what
literally
they're-
was like, you can ask, and I didn't do it to pull rank. I was literally scared they're going to arrest me. So like the dude had a badge and I'm like, you can
Probably
ask
Hallandale Police.
Joe Beja. And he's like, oh, Joe. I'm like, yeah, Joe. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Go right in, sir. I'm like,
When I
Okay.
heard this, I thought like either
I was freaked out.
the
I thought they'd
president
arrest me,
was
like, for
here
sure.
or the governor for a fundraiser, but you said Grant Cardone. I don't even know what that name means.
I never even
didn't
heard of
think
the
he
name.
had such heavy security or that.
I don't know.
But obviously, they viewed you as a threat.
I
Lizzie.
apologize profusely and everyone understood. I
You
don't know.
are
I
a
didn't.
threat to restaurants everywhere today. You're going to be hitting every one of them eating at some point today.
I don't know. So it's a big event. And I think our dear friend Mike Nyman is down there at it, actually, a guy that used to be marketing director here. So enjoy the Grant Cardone event. I've learned from now on, if someone asks you questions, I guess you answer them. I didn't understand why they would care what I'm doing in the kitchen compared to their freaking event.
They shunted us aside. We're on the opposite end, the southern end, and
Who the F
but
are
you did a fine job of ordering. I said, just order light, get a couple of salads because we're going to Texas Roadhouse. Next thing I know, we're like just drowning in sushi.
I went sushi crazy. I
Did
love
you
their
see
sushi.
Larry
here.
David? You watched the
Yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Defo, but I know that you're
I
a
like
fan.
it. Yeah, I haven't
All right,
watched
so
sushi,
the
but-
plot line this week involved Shimon's buffet restaurant, and Leon got thrown out because it's supposedly an all-you-can-eat buffet. But Lubie is trying to get us thrown out of 10 Palms. He's just ordering too much food. Get out! You're banned for life.
I mean, probably.
You
I'm
know,
surprised
you-
they haven't
you-
banned us yet.
Why don't you just put the rolls in front of you, Lubie?
Yeah, and he said, "Oh, it's light, it's sushi." I was like, "I don't want all this," but he got it. This one does look a little tempting. I'm going to go in here on the. Here, let me get some chopsticks so
There
I
you
don't offend anybody's sensibilities with my grubby fingers.
Let's
What? Maybe I'm waiting with bated breath for Joe Beja because he's going to tell us all about the stuff that's going on here the rest of the month.
maybe he doesn't know where to go either.
No, he knows. I saw him.
He's Joe
He
Beja.
knows-
He
he knows
knows
where-
everything.
He knows where we are.
And it's going to be a great month because, first of all, tomorrow, if you have a family, come on out early in the morning. That
The breakfast and
paddock thing.
It's
You
so
show up
awesome.
for a little buffet
and
breakfast,
then come out Sunday too, because it's wonderful. It is the best time you could have with your child. They get to see the horses run. They're magnificent. They're majestic.
Well, you get here in the early, and they do your little tram tour on the Saturday mornings.
on
I
the
forget-
backside.
Here he comes. I see him. He'll give us all the details. I'm going to go just quickly down a piece of this salmon sushi while I see the Natalie attired Joe Beja.
I just like
Okay.
how calm he is. Whenever they have all these events, like he's just like strolling around, even though he's involved in literally everything.
Mm-hmm. So we've got Joe Beja. I've got my mouth full of food as usual. We've got Lubie on the mixing board. And Tony,
Yes,
you got any plans for St. Patrick's Day, or you just kind of take it easy?
I want to make plans, but I'm going to take it easy. I think
Mhm.
it's just like I said. I think that there may be amateur drinking out there.
Okay. It's best to stay home on the couch sometimes
Yeah.
and just kind of imbibe in spirit. We welcome back to the show.
Hey, Joe Beja.
Hello, everyone.
And
How are you?
Blazing
Beja.
Blue, Joe Beja, welcome back to the Lunchbox. How are you this week? I see you had a little bit. Lubie almost got arrested, he was saying, because he was walking through the wrong doors. They thought he was a security threat. What was happening here this
We're
week?
So what's
setting up-
going on? Yeah.
We have a conference for the next couple of days, starting on
Thanks, Tony.
tomorrow morning. So they're coming in tonight to set up, and they come with us 3 or 4 times a year.
Oh, they're not even here yet?
Not here yet.
The
It's just setting up.
South Florida Business Journal?
Well, that one lunchtime, yes. So the South
Okay.
Florida Business Journal is here for today.
Okay,
They're,
with Grant Cardone or
Grant
no?
Cardone is this weekend.
This weekend.
So
He's
they'll-
not even here yet, and you've got your security making sure that people like Lubie
Of
don't
course.
bother
Of course.
these
The
billionaires.
threat that
can't
I
be-
am.
Of course.
Well, we got it all sorted out. All he said was the magic words, which was Joe
It was
Beja.
the
There
funniest
you
thing.
go.
I literally named you, and they're like, "Oh my God, go go!"
Yeah,
I'm like,
oh,
"Okay."
yeah, apparently, my name opens quite a few doors. Huh?
Well, we are happy to be back here on a Friday. We're having our contest as usual, and I did announce that thanks to you and your generosity, we're going to be having another
Yeah.
Lunchbox Brunch Bash, April 21st. And what's the discounted rate? I misspoke. I said it was only going to be $10, but you said no.
Oh, well, $11.
Yeah, no, you're
it's,
giving
easy, it's easier from
People
us.
will
From
take it.
It's
Yeah.
easier for us to put
Punch
it in
in
the
the
system
20%.
20% discount.
Right.
So the new buffet price is 55, so 20% makes it 44.
I was doing
Nice.
them a solid by
So,
just saying
well,
$10 off.
It'll help.
45,
Hopefully, people
but-
will realize too. Even with the discount, the gratuity will be based on the original 55 price.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
So
Always.
it's a give
Treat
an
your
extra $1
servers
off,
well.
but yeah, we always make sure the servers are taken care of at that
And again,
point.
if you want to take part in that, just email me, MikeMayoEats@gmail.com with the number of people in your party and your name. We won't hold any deposits. It's not like Le Bernardine. You missed this, but I'm
Oh,
going
yeah,
to New
yeah.
York on Monday.
Yeah.
Val, she just wants to. I'm going with my daughter, and then Val's coming up for a business conference. She got a power lunch at Le Bernardine. Have you ever been there? It's
many years ago, when I lived in New York about 25 years ago,
How
when,
was it?
when Eric Repair was there.
He's still there.
He's still there.
I mean,
Wow.
in name, I don't know
Yeah.
if he's actually
So
on
there.
premises at all.
But I mean, that was was amazing back
Is it
then.
one of your top meals anywhere?
Definitely, it
Yeah.
is. It
So
is
I'm looking
old school with back then it was the old school with the plate, and everyone had a synchronized service with the plate, and
all
then
three
the
choreographed,
silver
like the boat
closed
showing.
dome coming off.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can't wait because I'm saying
So-
like my most favorite memorable meal ever was French Laundry at the
Wow.
Thomas Keller's back when he only had one restaurant
Yeah.
up in Napa, Yountville. This one I'm very much looking forward to, but
Yeah.
they sent the reminder with the notification that if you cancel, you're going to get tagged $150
$50
per person
Per person.
if you don't
Wow.
cancel within 48 hours of the res. And that's if you don't show, 150 per person. So we're 450 in the hole already, no matter what. And I just said, I hope the
You
plane
better
doesn't
go.
crash.
You have to go.
Oh my God! I mean, I've seen $25, maybe
Right.
even $50 per
Tonight,
person,
he's
but I've
going.
never seen.
Yeah, like the Catherine does a $50 hold, which
Yes.
is fine. That makes sense.
$150 a
And
person.
I'll be honest with you, with the Catherine, that happened to me once where I was going with someone and she had to cancel her. She's a lawyer and her got tied up, and she goes, I have to cancel. I called them at like 2:00 and I said, I have a reservation tonight for 8:00. If you're going to charge me, let me know. I'll come sit at the bar. If you could waive it, I'd appreciate it. They go, oh, no, we're good. Thank you for
As
calling.
long as you give them
Yeah.
notice,
Yeah.
they'll
That's
waive
all
it.
they
They'll
want.
waive it,
They
which
is
just
good. They
hate
appreciate
getting
it.
stuck where nobody notifies them, and then it
Yeah.
just throws the whole thing
See, I feel
off.
like in Vegas, Joe went to school in Vegas, goes to Vegas. I feel like Vegas would
Hospitality.
do this, right?
Yes.
Like a
I
Vegas
think
hotel,
so. You know,
restaurant's definitely doing something like
And I
this.
think, in all honesty, with the busier restaurants, I mean, like let's say like
Yeah.
Runway. I had a friend of mine call me on Saturday. She goes, "My husband is sick. He can't go to dinner. I've made this reservation at Runway 2 weeks ago. Can you go with me? I don't want to pay the $50." And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I twist my arm, go to Runway for a nice dinner, sure. But I'm sure like a place like Runway would be like, "Listen, I have a wait out the door.
Yeah,
I'm not going to."
Well, you're losing money. That I get.
You
it.
know,
Like,
The for me as a restaurateur, my biggest thing, and we're talking about it now, is holidays,
Mhm.
Mother's Day, Easter. People book at many locations. So we always like that. We don't do the $25 per person, but we do call everybody that's a 6 top or more and say, are you coming? Are you not coming? Just give us some courtesy. So, because we set up, a table of 14 and the server's waiting at attention, for this party to show up, and all of a sudden they don't show up.
I think it's a
So-
two-way street. We're just a little bit of
courtesy.
common sense and courtesy
Courtesy.
on both sides. The
Yeah,
restaurant
courtesy
doesn't want
is-
to tag you. They don't
No,
want to
no.
charge people for not. That just leaves a
but
sour
they do
taste.
lose money
But
if people aren't
they
able to
do
sit at that
want
table.
just
And I
to be
understand.
notified
As-
and in a timely
because if you
manner.
if you charge the person that much money,
Yeah.
they're not going to go back.
Oh yeah, if you charge them
Yeah.
for a no-show for a family emergency,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are willing when you call them and say, "Hey,
Yeah,
can I make it for another date?"
You
and
can
then
move
just
it,
put the
exactly.
reservation. And a lot of them are.
Well, we've
flexible.
talked
Yeah.
about it though, like especially with Let's Eat. Like, not everyone's like this, as Joe knows. Most clientele care and they're considerate.
Correct.
But there are people that what they'll do is make 5 reservations
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the worst.
and then just only go to one
Okay.
and never cancel it,
Yeah.
never
I don't
anything.
want
And
to
it's
say
like, what are you
Boca
going to do?
people
Like,
do that,
can I-
but Boca
can I-
people
can I
do
share-
what are
that.
you going to do
go
as
ahead.
a
Can I share some horror stories that
Yes.
have happened here the
Yes.
past couple of weeks?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I mean, we had a group of 28. We tried to sell them. We tried to sell them on a Friday. We tried to sell, hey, how about a date, the races, buffet, $60 per person. We'll give you a named race. No, we don't want to pay that. Okay, how about a limited menu? We will do $50 per person, choice of 3 entrees, choice of 2 appetizers, maybe family style and so forth.
nice.
No, we don't want. Never mind. So
we want
as,
everything for
so
free.
as it turns up, they just showed up. So here we are scrambling.
Holy
Oh, they did
crap.
show up.
They showed up without booking or
That's
anything
like
that.
us every Friday.
Oh, wait,
We
so
just
that group
show up.
ended up showing up
So the group ended up showing up
without
28?
confirming.
For 28.
without confirming.
and then so we had to push tables together outside. They wanted to be outside. So we did
So you
like
still made it
we
happen?
did like 4 tables of 7. We made it happen. And then we explained that it was a $45 minimum for the day. And they were like, no, we don't want to pay the $45 minimum. And I said, ma'am, we went through the whole thing about this. I said, I'm sorry. I have to hold you to the $45 minimum.
Yeah,
you
we
could
can't-
drink it if you want. Order a bottle of rosé or something. So then they agreed that they were going to do the $45 minimum, and then the check was dropped, and it was split 28 ways.
Oh,
no,
my
stop
God.
it, 28 ways.
I'm not kidding.
Look,
I'm
I'm a big
really
splitter guy.
not
I will
kidding.
ask people to split the check by 28
I
ways.
am not kidding. It was individual checks, and we try to have a policy where
Oh my
we try to limit it to 3. Like if it's a 6 top or an 8 top, you
Yeah.
have 3 couples or 4
Yeah.
couples.
Yeah.
I understand it. but 28 ways.
Come on, man.
My poor
28.
server. We were there. I mean, listen, the screen only holds a certain amount of splits. They're like split, split.
Oh,
Split,
my
you know.
God.
So
That's-
we had to go
welcome.
to. We did 4 different tables of 7, and then each table had to be split into separate.
So you
7
actually
separate
did- you
Welcome
did
chats.
to
do
the
the
world
28.
of
We did it,
hospitality.
but
And you
it
got to
was
do it with a
just-
smile too. Of
Yeah,
course, we'd
yes.
love to split it.
Yeah,
28
and we
ways.
have, and then we have.
First of all,
Yeah,
what did the waiter say when they found out it was split into 28 ways?
they tried to say, usually we do 1 per table. If you could split it at the table.
Okay,
and so-
like can't you
but they were
give
just like,
cards and
yeah,
you can do
if
that.
anyone
You don't-
would sell back
28.
and forth, or
I-
but
I hope you added the 20%
Yeah, automatically.
Yes, we did.
included
We did.
because I
We
would hate
did.
to think what would happen
So-
otherwise. Yeah.
So now the next one we have coming up will be, Mother's Day and Easter, and we welcome everyone here to 10
Yeah,
Palms.
yeah,
We
yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
The challenge is I know it's a big day, but we are also a racetrack. We have horse owners, we have trainers,
Right.
we have our regulars that come
Right.
here every day to gamble.
Yep.
And I feel bad for my hostesses. That's the 2 days of the year that I work with my hostesses and I work with my maitre d' because
Right.
you hear it all
can't
the
make
time.
everybody
I am
happy.
here. It's my birthday. It's a
They
special
all want the
occasion.
window seat on
I
the
come-
finish line.
I come here once a year and I want the finish line window. I said, listen, we'd love to try to accommodate you, but you come here once a year. That table is a gentleman that comes here 4 days a week and bets
That's
thousands of
heavy,
dollars
yeah,
each
yeah,
day. I said, we'll do what we can. So one gentleman's like, I have a party of 40. I want to be on the windows. I said, well, a party that size, sir, we move you up a level and we could do 4 tables of 10.
Wait,
He
this
goes,
is with calling ahead or not calling
"No,
ahead?
this gentleman's calling ahead. So we're
Okay,
trying to
okay,
work with
okay,
him.
okay.
And he's like, well, if you don't give me 40 on the window, I'm just going to make 5 reservations of 8. And then we're going to walk in and say we're sitting together. So, at that point, I'm talking to my maitre
Who's the
d'.
boss here?
At that point, I talked to my maitre d'. I said, listen, if he comes in and he said, and you don't have to block the 5 tables together and so forth, then you're going to have a line at the door and so forth. I said, give him 40 on the window, 5 tables of 8, but do not promise him anywhere near the finish line. We can't. We have our regulars that we have to take care of
I
near the finish
Don't
line.
envy you.
So-
with
No.
your
That's why you're the
You know,
big boss.
It is.
You never
Hey,
think
can
about
you stick
this.
around
stressing
one
me out.
more segment?
Yeah, of
after
course,
this
of course,
break?
absolutely.
We're going to come back.
Absolutely.
First, I want to talk a little bit about our friends at Delaware Chicken and Seafood. It's a great place to go to pick up stuff if you're going to be home entertaining. We've got the tournament coming up, and some people don't hang out in the sports bars like Shenanigans all the time, but if you're going to have some friends over, pick up some of the fish dips, pick up some of that great Key West.
What
pink
I would
shirt.
honestly say,
Yep.
what
Pick up
we
some
did the other day
sausages.
was the move.
Yeah.
Especially for get some steaks or burgers, chicken wings, and I'm not trying. We have no connection to Channing Crowder.
The
The
Crowder
powder was
He's
fantastic.
come up with this new product. I don't know if
It's
Channing.
No,
really
I know Channing,
freaking
yes,
good.
but
He's apparently into the
And you can
whole
put it on
food
veggies,
scene.
potatoes, anything, and it's
He's
fantastic.
a griller, and he's come up with this special seasoning blend that he's now bottled, and it's
It was
hitting the
super good.
stores, and they're selling it at Delaware Chicken Farm. And Gene there sprinkled it and grilled some strip steaks, and man, they came out like
Amazing.
unbelievable. It's like they had been marinated. All you do is you throw this stuff on it before you hits the grill, and then the fat blends with it, and it comes out
oh wow,
really juicy and beautiful
I'm gonna
steak.
have to
So
go to Delaware and
and
buy
yeah,
it.
I'm
It's right
telling
around
you,
the
it's really
house.
worth it. And it's actually what's cool because a lot of the time seasoning, if you put it on after, it doesn't
Yeah.
work as well.
Right.
Like you're chewing on the oregano. But this seasoning, which was cool about it, was you could do it
Sprinkle
before you grill.
a little hit
But
of
Mayo did it after,
the
and I did it
veggies.
at home
on
after,
the,
and
on the
it was
broccoli.
good.
That's
It was
great.
good. 4191 North State Road 7.
The
Go in
dips,
there.
the dips
They're
there are
open
awesome.
7 days a week. The fish, the fish spread, the smoked marlin. I'm sorry, not marlin, tuna.
Yep.
Smoked tuna dip and the salmon. It's all there. Go to Delaware. They're open 7 days. Tell them the lunchbox sent you.
Coming back, we wrap up. No, we actually, there's only our second break, right? Coming back, we have more with the one and only Joe Beja, Director of Hospitality, and so much more here. I'm literally getting stressed out just hearing about his day. Yet look at him. He's calm, not
He's
tired.
dapper.
No one like
Never
Joe
breaks a
Beja.
sweat.
Gulfstream
Great.
Park, 10 Palms. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox coming back after this.
For Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, Feast and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Glorious day here at Gulfstream, up at 10 Palms with Joe Beja, the Executive Director of Hospitality at Gulfstream. And we got some stuff on tap this month, right, Joe?
We do.
What's next?
We do. So next up for us, actually, I'm going to pull out a little cheat sheet here.
There you go.
But next up for us will be really Florida Derby primarily.
Whoa,
So
biggest
day
biggest,
of the
second
year.
biggest day of the
2
year.
weeks.
It'll be on the 30th.
Okay, so 2 weeks.
So on that particular day, 10 Palms will be sold out. There'll be a good amount of horsemen up here, about 500, and then we usually sell about another 500 or 600 tickets up in this area. Usually 1,100 people. Double buffet. You know, I'll have to bring that menu for next week, but. You know, we pull out all the stops on that particular third floor. We do a wine and derby. So instead of tacos and tequila, bourbon and barbecue, we do wine. We do a little more sophistication.
Now, I'm
and-
drooling and very interested. What
curious.
is going to be going on?
Yeah,
And
so-
again, to get tickets, you go to GulfstreamPark.com/events.
That is correct.
And
And-
you'll
I'm
see
reading
the
on the cheat
tickets.
sheet here.
I'm already figuring out how I can snore.
Yeah, and tickets are VIP will be $175 and
but-
GA is $125.
But
So
you can drink that in wine alone.
you can
Oh,
drink
yeah,
that
and
in
it's
wine
nice
alone,
wine.
and I can go through the wine list in a second as well.
Oh,
but
wow.
for the stations, though, we'll have a baked brie and croûte. We'll have a seared halloumi cheese. We'll have smoked pastrami carving, fingerling potatoes. We'll be carving lamb. There'll be Munster grilled cheese sandwiches. There'll
Munster
be-
grilled cheese sandwiches. Interesting. Okay.
We'll be a chorizo and puff pastry. We'll be doing ham
These are some
croquettes.
classy bites here.
Yes, cheese and charcuterie.
Nice.
And then on the little nosh buffet, we'll have macaroni and cheese balls and jalapeno poppers
Okay.
and items like
By
that.
the way,
So-
I love your jalapeno poppers. I
Yeah.
had that during
I think I've had
the
it yet.
which one? I forget the
Yeah, I
events.
haven't had
They're
it
all
yet.
running together. Maybe it was the rum and the
Caribbean,
food.
maybe, yeah.
That was good.
That'll be coming
those are
back in
really
April.
Good.
That'll
that
be coming
was
back in
really
April,
good.
so-
But yeah, so and then you got a carvery and all that stuff.
Yep, and then desserts will be, we'll have cannolis, assorted mini cheesecakes, caramel bread pudding, and fudge brownies.
Nice. And some of the wines. Do you know any
what's
of
the
those?
wine?
Sure, let me pull out the phone. That I took a picture
Oh,
of.
that's all right. We don't need to. It's
But
going to be
no,
good.
No,
Good grape juice.
It feels
no.
folks.
like
It'll be
perfect
very, very
Derby
good. We
dining.
have on our list for that particular day, we'll have the Calling, Chard and Pinot Noir. That's from Brittany Wines. That is the upper level of the Josh Sellers wine.
Okay.
We have Gunlack Bunchu, which is out of
Oh, that's
Sonoma.
good. Yeah, yeah. I
Great
just had
wines.
some the other.
They just released a brand new Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
They released a Pinot Noir last year, and we pour the Mountain Cuvée red blend by the glass here. So those three items. Christom Boutique Winery out of Oregon. My friend,
Ooh, so a lot of the north.
my friend
West and the
Cameron pours that. They have a great Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Foley Family Wines, old of
Nice.
my Golden Knights hockey team.
Nice.
We'll be here pouring Acrobat from Pinot Noir and Ferrari Carano. Camus will be here pouring the Sea Sun on the lower end. Unfortunately, my price is a little cost prohibitive to free pour Camus. Duckhorn Decoy will be here.
That's a fine
So,
wine. That's a
Sauvignon
good.
Blanc.
That's one of
Yep.
my kind of every Sunday table wines. The
Yep.
Decoy's really either they have it in the different varietals, and
Yeah.
they're all good. So
And we
good fun.
have Kendall Jackson will be here. The Kendall
Nice.
Jackson family.
I've been to
They'll be
that
pouring
winery.
Chardonnay and La Crema as
Okay.
their Pinot.
Grammar is fine.
Constellation Brands will be pouring varietals of the Unshackled.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all baby prisoners, so to speak.
Right.
Pommery Champagne will be here pouring their Pink Flamingo
Nice.
Rosé.
Nice.
Whispering Angel will be here.
Everybody loves Whispering Angel. The ladies.
yeah.
That's good.
Newton Winery will be pouring their Skyside wines.
All right.
And then Austin Hope, which is my most recent favorite wine, will be here pouring their Cabernet from Paso Robles.
And again, it's the
Paso Robles is
Paso
Yes.
Robles, good
Yeah,
wine
great wine.
growing
Yep.
region now. It is going to be the biggest race day of the year. Again, that program is just loaded with Stakes Company, class all the way, and you are class all the way. One last thing before we let you go, Joe. Of course, every Saturday, I think you have the family.
You're still doing the
We have the
breakfast?
family breakfast, so we have that for 2 more Saturdays.
Two more
How's it going?
Saturdays.
Yeah, it's going well. We range in between 40 to 65 people that
And
come
And you
out.
don't,
That's
again, you don't have
Saturday.
to call ahead, right? You
Do
can
not
just
have
show
to
up.
call in. Just
Saturday
show up
only. Just show up in the breezeway.
in the breezeway
What time
bar
do you
area.
want people?
7:30.
I think maybe next weekend because my wife's
Yeah.
always wanted to do that.
So it's
maybe next
7:30 to 9:30.
Okay.
Tours of the back of the barns.
Breakfast buffet first.
Breakfast buffet first. So we usually have eggs, French toast, breakfast potatoes, bacon, and sausage.
weekend. Nice.
So you have a choice. Coffee and water is included, or
Okay.
juice for the kids. We have apple and orange juice for the kids.
Nice.
Kids under 6 eat free with the payment of an adult.
Nice.
So that works as well. And then we start with the back tours at 8:15, and we do every half hour. So 8:15, 8:45, and 9:15 will be the last go.
7:30. Okay.
And then we do fun activities for the kids. We give them the little goggles, and
Oh
we
yeah,
have,
the little
we,
jockey
we let them
goggles.
paint horseshoes. We have
It's fun.
horseshoes, and we'll let them paint horseshoes. So it's a fun event for the kids.
2 more
and-
Saturdays is
Yes.
during the prime. The I guess what they call it, the championship.
Yeah,
meet.
the meat.
Correct.
And I can't believe we're almost at the end
That's
of the
crazy.
championship
I know.
meet. But I do thank you for everything, Joe. Oh, one last thing, because I know I was talking with these guys earlier. Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm a big Larry David fan. He always seems to have a restaurant angle or subplot. Last week, you said you didn't see last week's show yet, but part of it was based around there was a buffet restaurant when him and Leon would like to go, and Leon got thrown out because he just piled up too much food from the buffet. And even though it said all you can eat, the owner said, "You eat too much, you're banned for life." Has that ever happened at your Sunday brunch buffet?
but you guys
Have
don't do
had
that,
to-
right?
It never has, because you're here for 6 hours. We open doors 11:30, and the last race
So
is
you guys don't
5:30.
keep track. I have
So
no idea
we
what
don't
people
keep
are doing.
track. We don't keep track. The only time we ever keep track, ironically, is like at the breakfast, because every now and then, it's $15, so the person comes up the third or fourth time. We're like,
Oh.
hey,
Bacon is not.
do you
Bacon
mind?
doesn't
you
grow
know,
on trees
you know,
anymore.
but,
Yeah.
bacon.
Bacon.
So our
Even
friend-
eggs for a while. Those eggs were killing.
Our friend
You know.
Sheldon Glass, who's our guy that's in Vegas, and he bets he's like Floyd Money Mayweather the
Yeah.
way he gambles
Yeah.
on games, is asking, "Are you doing anything special for the Kentucky Derby?"
Well, yes, we do a full buffet here as well.
Okay.
I mean, not as extensive as we do for Florida Derby, but we do have live racing that day. Buffet in 10 Palms is usually about $75.
Okay, so it's a
per
little
person.
elevated.
So a little
and-
elevated, more than our $55 buffet. We'll do some Kentucky, hot
Yeah,
brown
treats.
sandwiches and stuff like that.
I thought you were
Yeah.
going to ask about the NCAA tournament. You do any, obviously it's the usual Sunday brunch buffet, but I just wanted to have a word in. Who's in, who's out? Local teams. Is UNLV in the tournament this year? Or do they have any kind of good
They're not
basketball
ranked.
team
I
anymore?
think they advanced last
conference
night. I
tournament
believe they're
yesterday.
playing San Diego State
Okay.
to advance to the conference championship.
So
we'll
if they
see.
win, your alma mater might be
Might be
making
in
it.
for like the first time in a long time.
How-
And we have Lon Kruger's son as our, and I can't remember his first name. I'm drawing a
Really?
blank, but Lon
Freddie?
Kruger, yeah, right.
I don't think it's Freddie Krueger. Jesus.
but his son is our basketball coach at the moment.
Well, that's
so,
funny. Okay,
but
he coached
yeah.
there too.
How's it
he
look
did.
for the local teams?
Florida
I haven't-
State's out.
Florida
UF,
State is
I
out.
think will
Florida
be in.
State's
UM is
out.
a disaster.
UM's out.
Right.
FAU will be in. I
Wait,
don't know what. their
UF is
seed-
out.
No, UF will be in. I
UF
think
is
they're
in.
a tournament
FAU
team. I don't know where they'll be.
probably in again.
FAU will be in the tournament.
Miami
USF
out,
USF should be in the
FSU
tournament. USF's actually going to win the
USF.
conference.
Oh wow, there you
USF
go.
actually seeded FAU in their
Yeah.
conference.
Oh, okay.
UCF has an year. So yeah,
All right.
FAU should be in.
What happened
USF
to
should be in,
Larinaga
UF
and
should be in.
troops this
This
year?
was a
They-
rough year.
they
Ask
just-
Mr. Keynes. He was just there
Yeah.
like a couple
They
weeks ago.
just
That's a shocking
They-
development.
it was a tough year for
Everybody
them.
thought they were going to come back at least
From
make
last
it
year,
in.
yeah, especially.
So,
Yeah, tough year for them.
All right.
But
well,
the tournament will be fun, and You have horse racing, and the TVs can change channels as we've learned. So you
Yeah,
can
that's
watch
true.
a tournament here and have your
Yeah.
Sunday brunch right at Gulfstream Park.
Absolutely.
Joe, as usual, thanks for everything.
Pleasure.
Joe.
Tony.
Beautiful
Always.
Friday, and we
Thank you
did
very
go
much.
Lent friendly. We got all fish all the
I
time
noticed that.
today.
I noticed
and beautiful sushi. I mean,
You guys
has
do a
it-
fantastic job.
have
with
you
sushi.
been getting great feedback? Because you moved the sushi chef
From
down
upstairs,
the counter.
downstairs. So
And
you
he-
can kind of see him because our kitchen's opened over there. So you could see him in there in the kitchen.
I think that's
with
what
the
happened.
fresh
Lubie
sushi.
walked past him and said, "I
And
want
yeah.
one of everything."
Yeah, I know. And the funny thing is too is we still do sushi up in our suites upstairs.
Right.
We prefer to sell it by the boat. So it's always great when they have to come down here to pick up the boat and you have your sushi server going through the restaurant
Let me sell
with
a
the
ton of
big
boats.
boat,
And they say, "I want that."
And I always tell them, don't carry it so high.
Yeah, show it.
Well,
The
Bring
boat's
it down
big
to
enough
high
for-
level,
The boat's
When-
big enough for a small person like Lubie
Well,
to get in and
No,
run.
it's for
yeah.
like a family. It's great.
Yeah.
what happens now when they see Lubie, they're going to say, "We're going to need a bigger boat." All right, Joe. Thanks for
John, it was a
everything.
pleasure.
Let's take our final break of the day, and we'll wrap up this edition of Lunchbox and this week after these words.
Thank you.
Great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting. Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch on weekends. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, we're back at 10 Palms at Gulfstream, and I misspoke, Tony Segreto. I said we're going to be back to wrap up the week. We're not wrapping up the week yet.
We're going to Texas Roadhouse.
We're going
next.
right down the road, right shooting west across Hallandale Beach Boulevard, Miramar Parkway.
East.
No, we're
No,
going
west.
west. Go
We're
west,
going
young
from
man.
east to west.
We are almost
East
at
to
the
west.
ocean. We're going to go west and end up at the promised land
Yeah,
of
almost in
warm
Everglades.
bread.
Yes,
Texas Roadhouse. I can't wait to get in there. I can't wait to meet Ed Garcia in
Yeah, he's
person.
such a good dude.
Seems like a really good dude,
He's a
even though
good-
he's a Michigan guy, because
Yeah, he's a
doesn't
good
go
dude.
over so with my ex and my
Ohio.
goddaughter, Ohio State Buckeyes. So, but that's okay. We
Yeah.
can patch that up.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting in there. That's going to be at 4:00, and we're going to replay that next week when I'm gone in New York.
Yep.
I am going to be taking a little R&R. This is my first extended vacation in a long time, and
Well deserved.
I'm looking
Well
forward
earned.
to it.
Well deserved.
Also, what I loved yesterday's show, and I'm sorry you couldn't make it with us, Tony, but Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap in Fort Lauderdale. Those drop biscuits. I mean, I posted a picture of the drop
Oh,
biscuits
and-
on Let's
God.
Eat.
So we saw a lovely lady that was originally from Russia, lived in California, is now
I
lives
don't
in
think
South
her
Beach.
boyfriend was too happy with me.
No, they were
'cause
fine. So after you left, I said you guys, because they didn't, we gave them all the favorite things, and all the favorite things are all these heavy dishes, and they got salads, and they do a nice job with salads.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she was like, they're like, do you want anything else? And she looked at me, because remember, I said the
Yeah.
biscuits, and she's like, the biscuits. So before I left, they had just gotten the biscuits. She's like, Mike, because my real name is Mike, even though everyone calls me Lubie.
Misha.
And she
To the
was like,
Russians.
Mike, I think her name was Anna.
Yeah, she was
Anna.
Anna, and I was Mikhail. or
There you go.
Misha,
And she was like, that was a great recommendation. I'm like, well, obviously, their drop biscuits are as good
You
as
don't
any
mess
biscuit
around
in,
here on the
in South
lunchbox,
Florida.
Tony. If you're getting a recommendation,
wanna
if
come
you're
to
giving a
Batch.
recommendation at Texas Roadhouse, I'm listening to you. And if I give a recommendation at Batch, you should listen to us because
Yes.
we've been there. And 525 North Federal Highway is the place to go. They're open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch. And I was in there for weekend brunch last week with a big group. They handle big groups with dignity and aplomb.
Yep.
And they are happy to serve you. And again, you got to get the biscuits. The weekends, you could get it with sausage gravy. You've had that.
The
before.
sausage gravy is great because it's not only like a normal sausage gravy, but they throw in chunks of like sausage. Like chorizo, I guess,
Yeah.
and a little bit of a cheese undertone.
Look, Kevin and Brandon,
It's fantastic.
they do a
do a
great
good
job no
job.
matter what you order. And you could go a lighter side with those great Southern salads, the Southern Cobb, and Defo had the barbecue chicken. Or you could go, shrimp and grits or the fried chicken and waffles.
Yep.
They do it all well. And best part is you get free parking.
Yes.
It's not as, people go up and down that strip and they say, where do you go? Where do you park? There's a parking garage right in
Right
the
there.
apartment complex on the next side street, 4 hours, complimentary parking. Just pull into the spots that have those signs saying for retail customers and, visitors. And you can go in there. We love Batch. Again, they do a terrific job. And we'll see everybody in a couple hours.
Yeah.
at
4
Texas
o'clock
Roadhouse.
right here, right there.
Good thing I didn't eat too much for lunch.
Yeah.
You guys did good. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you. Enjoy every sushi and enjoy every sandwich. And we'll see you for some warm bread and steaks.
Texas
soon.
Roadhouse. Again, thank you, Joe Beja here at Gulfstream Park in 10 Palms. And we'll see you at 4 o'clock for more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox from Texas Roadhouse.
Can't